Hello, Shira.
Shalom, Rabbanit, Hamutal.
Many years ago, when I was in 6th grade, we were in charge of like in America, you have parents patrol around the roads to make it safe for the kids to walk to school.
To help the kids to cross the street on the streets that are leading to school.
So in Israel, it's kids who do that.
In 6th grade.
Exactly. They're called
We're very safe in Israel.
And I was in charge of the team. There's a team. They are holding the sticks to open and close the crossword, and I was the commander. And one day, unfortunately, this person was driving. He didn't pay attention. And even though we were very aware of what was happening, and we were very obvious because we're wearing yellow.
The yellow vests.
Exactly. He hit a kid who was crossing the crossroad. Thank God everything was fine.
That's really scary.
It was very scary for us. We were at 6th grade, and it was like very hard for us. We went back to school, and the school therapist spoke to us. But then one of the teachers said to me, maybe it's not the way you say it was. Maybe your testimony is not really what you say.
She was questioning your...
Exactly. I was so offended. I'm like, I just went through this traumatic event, and then this person comes and he's like questioning my my sincerity about
what was happening.
Exactly.
That's horrible.
I know. A very bad experience, even though, thank God, the kid was fine. Everything was fine at the end. And we are starting Masechet Makkot.
Ken, and we don't want to talk about road safety today, even though it's very important.
It is.
But we do want to talk about given testimony.
Exactly. About witnesses and more accurate Eidim Zomemim.
So we were looking it up to see how it says, how to say it in English. So it's either plotting witnesses, the witnesses that are plotting or conspiring against one of the people. So it's either conspiring or plotting witnesses. But we're going to call it, just like in the Gemara, Eidim Zomemim.
Yes.
But just so you'll know, in Hebrew, hazama, it's to conspire.
Exactly.
So let's give an example in order to make it easy and to say the differences between denying a testimony and between Eidim Zomemim. So it's between hakhasha shel edut, denying the witness, and between hazama shel edim, conspiring the witnesses.
Okay, so let's say Reuven murdered Shimon. That's the crime that we're talking about. And then first witnesses come into the court and they say, we saw Reuven on a Wednesday in Givatayim.
הרגשתי את זה מגיע. סליחה, בהתחלה של זה. No.
So let's say Reuven killed Shimon, okay? And there are witnesses who come to court and they say, we saw Reuven kill Shimon on a Wednesday at 3 o'clock in Givatayim.
So they're saying something very specific.
Very specific, and you can check, right? So that's great.
And the Dayanim, the judges, are questioning them and investigating and looking into everything, and the testimony seems good.
But then a person comes in and he says, no.
No, not one, two.
And they say, it's not Reuven who killed Shimon. It's Levi. It's someone else. This is hakhasha.
This is to deny
exactly
what happened.
We're talking about the crime itself. We're talking about who did it, did he do it, when did he do it. It's about the crime itself. So this is hakhasha, and it's not what we're talking about when we're talking about Eidim Zomemim, right?
Ken, so Eidim Zomemim, it's when, after we have a testimony that Reuven killed Shimon in Jerusalem, 2 o'clock on a Sunday.
Right.
We have a second group of witnesses that are coming into the court before the verdict of Reuven.
Right.
And they're saying, we don't know if Reuven killed Shimon or not.
Yeah.
But we do know that those witnesses that just gave a witness that they were in Yerushalayim on Sunday at 2 o'clock, they were with us in Tel Aviv all of Sunday. So there's no option that they were able to see Reuven killing Shimon on a Sunday in Yerushalayim at 2 o'clock, because they were with us in Tel Aviv, in a completely different city.
So the whole concept of Eidim Zomemim is talking about the witnesses themselves.
Not the witnesses, the testimony itself.
Or the witnesses, but it's not about the actual crime.
They're not talking about the crime. They're not saying the murder weapon or the person or whatever that, like the details of the killing that has happened. They're talking about the fact that the witnesses that gave the testimony weren't there.
Exactly.
And then what is happening is that if Reuven is asking the court to investigate and to look into those witnesses
and punish the Eidim Zomemim,
meaning the Eidim that plotted against him, that had some sort of a conspiracy. They've heard that Reuven is in the courthouse being accused of something. They saw an opportunity to make him get killed by the court, and they went for it, and they lied about it.
To frame him. They were framing him.
Exactly. So the interesting thing about it, that if Torah wouldn't have said it to us very specifically, and we're going to read the psukim about it, the problem would be that we're going to have two groups of witnesses, and one is saying against the other, and we're kind of in a dead end, because the court, the judges, wouldn't know who to believe. So they'll say, these one are saying that he killed him on a Sunday at 2 o'clock. These one are saying the witnesses weren't there. We don't know who to believe.
Or we would have said, it's too complicated.
It's too complicated.
The trial's off. There's nothing we can do about it.
We can't accuse anyone in this.
Exactly.
And that's why Torah comes in and says something very specifically. So the first thing, I'm on Book of Dvarim, Perek Yutet, Pasuk Tetvav. And the first thing the Torah is saying, that in order to give a witness, you need to have 2 witnesses and not 1. לא יקום עד אחד באיש לכל עוון לכל חטאת, על פי 2 עדים או על פי 3. It needs to be 2 witnesses and more. But then they're saying, ועמדו 2 האנשים אשר להם הריב לפני השם, לפני הכהנים והשופטים אשר יהיו בימים ההם, ודרשו השופטים היטב. The judges need to investigate and
thoroughly.
To be very accurate. והנה עד שקר. העד שקר ענה באחיו, ועשיתם לו כאשר זמם לעשות לאחיו. So the court needs to punish the plotting witnesses in the same punishment that Reuven would have got if they would go ahead with the verdict.
Yeah, if he was convicted.
נכון.
For example, if he was convicted in murder, the court would have killed him, so we killed Eidim Zomemim.
נכון, exactly. If the punishment would have been Makkot, so the Eidim Zomemim are getting Makkot. If the punishment is skila, stoning, then the Eidim Zomemim is receiving skila. And the Torah doesn't stop here, and she's saying, why is it so harsh? וביערת הרע מקרבך, והנשארים ישמעו ויראו ולא יוסיפו לעשות עוד כדבר הרע הזה. Meaning there's a point in doing it publicly, in publicizing everything that they were Eidim Zomemim, and this is the punishment that they have received, so that people will be scared, people will think twice before they're coming to lie to the court.
Right, and frame someone. As you said, it's complicated because it's not only that Reuven has to tell the court, listen, I want you to investigate, I was framed. That's one thing. The second thing is that Rashi explains in Daf Bet Amud Bet that if Reuven was already convicted and Chas v'Shalom was executed, there's nothing we can do.
Then it's too late. Then it's already, we can't put on Eidim Zomemim rule into that case.
Exactly. Rashi explains, Eidim שלא הוזמו עד שנהרג הנידון, ואחר כך הוזמו. They were found to be guilty and framing Reuven, but he's already killed. אין נהרגים, כדאמרינן בפרקים הרגו אין נהרגים. דכתיב כאשר זמם ולא כאשר עשה. We're only talking about their intention.
So it's we have a very short window.
Exactly.
Time that it's between the after the court have already heard the witnesses, but the verdict was not executed yet.
Exactly.
And that's the time that we can decide that those are Eidim Zomemim, and then we can give them the punishment that they were planning to give to Reuven.
So the Torah is actually saying, we know they only tried to frame someone and they didn't succeed. Nevertheless, we're going to punish them at the most severe punishment because we don't want our courts to be filled with liars. And people who are trying to drag the judges away from seeing what was happening there, and they're trying to contaminate the whole thing. This is why we're going to punish them like they wanted to punish Reuven, even though he wasn't punished.
And Eidim Zomemim, this whole topic is very, very much debated about and talked about, and there's a lot of halachot concerning Eidim Zomemim, not only in our perek in Masechet Makkot, but also we can have it in Shulchan Aruch, in Choshen Mishpat, and throughout halacha, because this is something that starts with Torah, that it's actually deoraita, but Chachamim add on takanot and explained exactly how do we do it, when do we do it, when is it allowed, when is it not allowed, and giving it all the framework of how does it go, Eidim Zomemim.
Good luck with Makkot, Shavua Tov.
Good luck, enjoy Masechet Makkot, Shavua Tov.